we're going to do something a little bit different because I wanted to show you guys what it's like and how I handle food and how I handle the expensive food and things like that as an astrologer who travels. And so I wanted to do this for multiple reasons. One, we talk a lot about astro technique on this channel. We talk about application, interpretation, and things like that. But if you are someone who is wanting to attend conferences, let's say, or you are someone who is wanting to be an astrologer and travel, or you're just, budget conscious of things like that, I wanted to show you guys how I actually get this done and what it's like for me to travel. Now, yes, I want to point out that I do realize I look like a crazy person. Because I have been getting settled into the hotel here at NORWAC 2023 in Seattle. Very excited to be here. This is my first year doing 3 different talks. One of them is the keynote at the Saturday dinner. So it's a big, exciting Jupiter and Taurus adventure to go on together. So really cool. I look like a little bit of a crazy person, but the info is still good. Now, one of the other reasons I wanted to share this with you is because it's not just applicable to astrology travel. I am a natural traveler. I am a Taurus with the sun in the 9th house. I love to travel. I even have a little tattoo of me and my little airplane in my suitcase, okay? So, as a Taurus and as a human being, right, living in this economy and dealing with money and things like that, I am always looking to be smart with how I spend my money. And it's not about, do I have the money? Do I not have the money? But one of the principles that I try and live with is when it comes to spending my money, I try to spend my money on things that are assets, so can continue to deliver the return on investment and not just liabilities. It does not mean that I don't do pleasure spending, because God, don't I do some pleasure spending, okay? But it is really also about being wise with the money. So in this particular video, I want to show you, if you're traveling, if you're conferencing and you're thinking, okay, the conference is kind of expensive, because you got to think about it. Depending on where you live, if you're going to be coming to an astrology conference, whether you're coming as the teacher or you're coming as an attendee, you've got to pay for your ticket. You've got to figure out what the hotel or the lodging situation is going to look like. What does the fuel look like if you happen to be driving here? Then what does food look like? And if you're eating in a hotel, we know that these hotel prices can be a little bit more expensive. You got to look at what is the tax that's also going to be on your body as you travel, on your health, on your wellness. Are you going to be too tired to eat something good, and you're going to be grabbing the caca that's actually not going to fuel you to enjoy your travels and to enjoy your conference? So I'm going to show you how I handle things. And it's funny because my fellow astrologers, they laugh at me. If any of you were at ESAR last year, Wendy, Stacy, Kira, Sutherland, Wade Caves, they were laughing at me because I literally have a crock pot with me. Like, I take my crock pot with me. I'm a Taurus, right? I'm like, I gotta be eaten, but I gotta eat the good stuff. I gotta eat the goods. So come and take a little tour with me, and I'm going to show you how I handle food. So I am actually going to flip my camera around and show you guys some things that I'm doing. Now, if you have questions, because I am going live, go ahead and you can pop them up, and I'll see if I can catch them and answer them for you right as we're going. And if you are here at NORWAC, hopefully we get an opportunity to say hello to each other before the end of the weekend, okay? All right, here we go. Let's flip this camera, and I'm going to show you guys what I do. And first and foremost, I do not, let me put this camera down. First and foremost, I do not prevent myself from eating out, right? We're gonna go downstairs, be with the people, have a little something to eat, put it on the room service bill, whatever. That is fine. However, what I have found is, one, typically the portions are too big. For me, I am like a grazer. My friends call me oruga, which means caterpillar in Spanish, oruguita, because I just eat little meals all throughout the day. I probably eat about 8 different times a day, but they're very, very small meals. So what happens is I'll typically get a meal that's got too big of portions, and not every hotel room has a microwave. So I don't want to eat cold Brussels sprouts. Like, that is not in my That's not for me, okay? So I don't always love to eat out. I will go down there. I don't stop myself from doing that. Plus, it's a nice joining with everybody that's down there. The other thing that I think about, though, is while I don't stop myself, I was even looking at the prices of just some of the breakfast options that were available just by the hotel. I'm not saying there's not other options, but some of the breakfast options were starting at $19. And I was like, no, that is that is also not for me in this particular case, okay? So this is how we arrived at this particular video. So let me flip the camera. I'm going to show you some options, some ideas for you to keep in mind, okay? So first and foremost, there's the olive oil, but I want to show you guys this thing. So this is one of my mini little devices that I bring with me, and it is just a little mini cooker. And actually what it is it's an egg maker. You can see that I use it. I have to wash it. But these are just silicone cups that are in here. So I can make little egg bites and do that. And I can also take these out and use it just as a grill. So that is something that I do. It's lightweight. I can put it in my suitcase. Now with this particular trim, there is a Target Market just around the corner, and I was able to pick up some groceries, okay? And I knew that I was going to be able to do that here at Norwalk because I've been here before, so I knew that the Target was here, which meant that I did not pack, let's go to the fridge. I did not pack groceries or anything like that with me. I just planned to get it all here, and then I went in and stocked up. With this particular cooker, it's not like my George Foreman grill. It's more based in using steam to cook things, so it's better for things that just need to actually be reheated or something that is egg based, okay? So with that, I get things like chicken, right? And then this is already cooked, and I just kind of need to reheat it. Now, chemicals, all of the other poisons, all of that good stuff, yes, I'm sure. But this is also a better option for me than sitting in my room eating Doritos, because Stormy Grace will sit in her room and eat Doritos. That's just the truth. I've got beautiful spinach, if you can see it here. I've also got Brussels sprouts and cheese back there. I get these little packs of like hummus and pretzels and things like this, and I'll eat the pretzels or give them away to someone. I'm not a big fan of pretzels, but I use the hummus as the dip for my chicken, and I'll make like a chicken salad, or you know what I mean. So I've also got yogurt in here, and I grab a bag of granola to just put some yogurt on top of there. I've got a little butter, a little tzatziki. Now, I love some Starbucks. Oh my God, I love Starbucks. I will go all the time. I know I'm a consumer, okay? But I've got a cold brew here, and I buy the cold brew. And for me, because I lift weights, right? My metabolism is very fast, and I need a lot of protein in a day, especially to keep my hormones balanced as well. So I get Premier Proteins, and I put them together with the cold brew concentrate. Now this is a savings. All of this is a savings, okay? Because what's happening for me is that instead of spending $5 to $6 on my favorite Starbucks drink, which is high powered, it's high octane, you know, because I like that, I'm able to spend $9 on the cold brew concentrate, and I will have this for the next 5 days and be able to coffee every morning on time the way that I like. I use the protein to make sure that I'm getting enough of what I need to sustain and function throughout the day and through my workouts and things like that, okay? So this is a fantastic way to do that. Now, the other thing is I travel. Oh my God, I'm such a Taurus. Okay, I travel with a knife and a fork and a spoon, right? I just travel with them. They're in my bag all the time. They're always in my carry-on bag. You never know when you're gonna have to like stab the person next to you to take their sausage or something. I'm just kidding. So I travel with that as well to make sure that I can eat. But I also put these in my suitcase, just little plastic dishes, you guys, that's it. They've got lids that go with them. So as I cook, I'm able to put it in there. Then I'm able to re-wash these and take them with me. So it's a little bit more sustainable, but it also makes it so that if I don't finish something, I can just throw it into the mini fridge. It's also good because I will put my salad, my chicken, all of that stuff in there and shake it and make sure everything is really nicely coated. So it becomes very useful. What I used to do is just buy paper plates and then cook on them, depending on which cooker I brought with me, but it's always a mini cooker. and then just throw the paper plates away. And I was like, this is actually kind of wasteful. So I decided to do something else. But however you do it, this is all really doable. It's cheaper, it's more sustainable. Now, other things that I do is I gather snacks, okay? So I've got tomatoes here. I've got my, my sweet treats from Japan that I absolutely love. Now, for me, I work out and eat according to my menstrual cycle. That's a really big thing. I cycle sync with just about everything. Ooh, see my chips? You guys see my chips. Anyways, so I'm at the point in my cycle where I need dark chocolate for the magnesium and for the little boost of sugar without going crazy. And I don't like chocolate. I do not care for chocolate. So this is a big deal. This is a health measure for me. But then I grab other snacks to help as well. Taurus, gut health, okay? Bloating, swelling, being inflamed is a really, really easy thing to do. So I always have tea with me. I always get honey. And I get these Kodiak oatmeal cups as well because they're higher in protein. And again, maybe that is not what you need for your diet and your sustainability. You figure out. But whatever it is that you need in your diet and to help you sustain and have energy and enjoy your trip, then you get those things, right? But I just want you to see that there is a way to do this. Now, when I was at Norwalk before, a previous Norwalk visit, my food bill by the time I left, because you remember I eat like all day long, was closer to $200. And that counts the food, the tip, all of the things that go involved in that. And to me, that is fine, right? My budget for me personally can handle that. But again, it's not something that I see as completely necessary, right? So with all of this that I bought, and I will cook, and this will last me the 6 days that I'm here, I only spent $80. And that to me is some savings that I can feel. And I spent $80 because I got bougie with some of these things, okay? I really could have spent less if you eat a little bit differently. If I was committed to only eating eggs the entire time, I could have done that. There is ways to flex this and make this work financially. Now, remember I said, I also try and spend my money in ways that I'm investing in assets instead of liabilities. I found that when I was eating a lot of the hotel food or doing a lot of the eating out, my system would slow down. I would feel heavy and bloated and tired. And for me, the stress of eating out, not really knowing exactly what was in the food or not preparing it myself, because I really like the connection of preparing food from me touching it to me eating it, the system investment for me started to feel a bit more like a liability instead of an asset. So it's not always just the financial side, but it's also, you know, how do you feel when you are preparing your own food? And let me tell you what, I also feel good too because I have other people over to have a little snack. You know, when I had my crock pot at ESAR, people came up and had some breakfast with me because I did breakfast eggs in there. So, you know, the investment that is available in cooking your own food is also something that I want you to consider. Is that an asset or is that a liability? Because recovery time on the other side of coming home from a trip or from traveling or from the conference, you know, I don't want to spend the next 3 days to 3 weeks trying to get my system back on track. That's just not something that I want for me. And I think somebody saw my my Nature Valley bars. This is what it is. It's not Captain Crunch. Listen, I'm 41. I can't do Captain Crunch anymore. Captain Crunch will come for me. So I am not available for the Captain Crunch experience. The best I've got are my Pringles, which are absolutely terrible. And so I wanted to address one other thing, is that some of these things are not necessarily things I would eat all the time at home. So it's again this place and this idea of what is the best that I can do while I'm traveling, and what is going to give me energy that my body and my spirit can handle while I'm traveling as well. So I have found that especially as I'm moving and grooving, because a conference or travel is a marathon, it is a marathon, I can handle these granola bars. I wouldn't normally eat them. Too much sugar for just a normal daily thing for me. I get too bloated, too inflamed, and it doesn't work that way. But I found if I'm in high travel, I can make that work. Now, one of the other things, and we're going to wrap up shortly here, but one of the other things I like to do is I like to get the rice that's in the little pre-cooked bags, and then I can put that, I sometimes will put it in my eggs as I'm toasting them up here in the morning to make sure that I have a little bit of carb. I sometimes put oatmeal. If I get oatmeal, I'll put it in the bottom of my egg things. But when I make the meat, this is great. I just put that in the cooker with it as well. And that just needs to be heated up a little bit. So my whole point in doing this for you guys is to show you that there are ways to do this that brings some of the expenses down. It's equally delicious. It's scrumptious. You can share with someone. You can be a part of all of the activities that are going. You can feel better when you do invest in eating out, if that's something that you want to do, or you want to do your drinks or something like that. Whatever it is, there's ways to save financial and energetic resources so that you can come and really enjoy doing these things or enjoy the travel that you're doing. So like I said, this particular cooker that I have is just the egg maker. It is not particularly strong for doing raw meats or anything like that. That would be, I would want to pack my George Foreman. And I am, okay, so you know, when you're taking like a domestic flight, your suitcase, you can check it for your little $35 or free, depending on what it is, and it can be 50 pounds. And I am the 49.9 packer. Hands down, I'm the 49.9 pound packer, okay? Because I will put my Foreman in there. It's not like I'm taking the kitchen crock pot. Like I'm not taking that one. My crock pot's a little tiny mini one. Everything I take is tiny and I can use it at home and I can use it in travel. So hopefully this video is a little bit useful for you to consider how you can do this. If you're already here or you're someplace and you're traveling, look around at what you have in your immediate space. This is one of the concepts that is really Jupiter and Taurus, is this like remembering you have resources right around you. You just need to actualize them. So what is one way that you can do that? And if it's not about food right now, if it's friends, if it's teachers, if it's what is right around you in your resource base that you can use and tap into, because it is here, it's been here. You just maybe haven't been looking at it the same way, and you can take advantage of it. So somebody just asked this question, is it like weird to have a griddle or to cook in your hotel room? At a time, I think I thought it was. But as I've continued to expand my travels, so many travelers are doing different things. And let me tell you what, the travelers who will foil, and I have foil. Ooh, do I have some foil, right? Because the other thing you can do is take your foil, put it on the ironing board, put your chicken, put your grilled cheese sandwich, put your pita, whatever in it, and put the iron on top of it. Now, for me, that is, it's an option. Listen, it's an option. It does work. It cooks all the way through. I've seen people online. I've seen people in person cook a whole fish with that iron on the ironing board in the hotel. So is it weird? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't think it's so weird anymore now that I've seen more and more how people handle their situation. And honestly, the other part is, even if it is weird, I feel good about how I'm using my particular resources. And again, this is not a situation of I don't have the resources. I could eat out the entire time, right? Like my life and my budget afford that. But just because you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it, you know, or it doesn't mean that you have to spend it to be out in them streets with everybody. I don't have to be downstairs at every meal. You know, so this gives me an opportunity sometimes too to come back to my room and to my space and just kind of decompress for a second so that I can be present and I can be giving in what I'm doing in my interactions downstairs. So, all right, you guys, hopefully you get a little bit of value from this and it's not too big of a ramble, but it gives you some ideas of how you can do this. I hope to see you at more conferences, hope to see you getting out into the world, traveling, taking advantage of resources, and just kind of joining this thing. So, all right, you guys, we're going to also be doing the weekly live this week. So I will be back tomorrow to tell you what's going on in the cosmic sky. I love you guys. Bye.